dressed in the red and black with the white jerseys and red numerals across. Of course, Marauders wearing their all, what do you call it, color rush, I guess, in the NFL. It's the high school version of the color rush. Marauders all in maroon, including the helmets with the white numerals splashed on their jerseys. As we said, Winchester won the toss. They are electing to receive to start the ball game. I did not see the officials give an official deferment sign, so I think Winchester did win the toss and receive. I know nowadays everybody likes to defer to the second half. Either way, the Marauders will receive the opening kickoff to start the third quarter. As we said, last 6 meetings between these two teams, they have split them 3-3. As we said, very evenly matched ball games, and the games here at Harris Field have been very competitive. Asa Rosenmeyer, one of the Belmont senior captains, is lining up, and it appears he's going to kick off now. When we were here last, when the Marauders beat the Falcons of Cambridge Ridge and Ladin, Austin Lassiter, number 20, was the kicker. As I take a quick perusal of the sideline, I do not see him there, nor is he on the field, so my guess is that he is not available this evening, and so Asa Rosenmeyer will kick it away. Line drive taken by the red and black of Winchester, and a pretty good return, and a big hole up the middle, and nearly a touchdown scored there, but a touchdown-saving tackle made by number 53, Daniel Martin, on the return. That was Ben Wilson, junior return man, listed as a wide receiver on the Winchester roster. And again, there's where Asa Rosenmeyer on the kicking, kicking that ball off and being the last line of defense on special teams. Rosenmeyer going at 6'4", 315, doesn't quite have that lateral shiftiness that sometimes a kicker needs when he's the last line of defense on the return. But thankfully, Daniel Martin, sophomore, comes up with a big tackle to stop Wilson from getting into the end zone. Nonetheless, Winchester will start this first drive at the Belmont 39-yard line in great shape. Handoff for a gain of 2 or 3 yards goes to, that was checking to see who that was. That was number 23 for Winchester. Ryan Doucette, he's a junior. And presumably he's going to, he is their starting running back. Winchester opened the season much like both these teams, as you mentioned, both 1-3, and both started the season with a win and have both lost 3 straight. Here's a throw and a catch made. It's going to be good for a Winchester first down. Late flag. Pass caught by number, I think that's number 8. Is that 6 or 8? Check that. Number 6, Jack Costello, senior receiver, making the catch. On the throw from junior quarterback Jack Centarelli. We have a flag down, and the flag is against the red and black. Illegal block in the back, and so they'll be marching this back from the point of the catch and tackle. So it's going to still be a first down on the 10-yard penalty. First down will be spotted there. I believe it's going to be 1st and 20. Well, no, they're saying first and... Well, they're spotting the ball at the 31 of Belmont. So really quickly, Winchester opened the season with a 13-6 win at Newton South. And again, like Belmont, has lost their last 3, losing 17-6 to Waltham, 28-7 to Masconomet, and then opening Liberty Division play. Hosted Lexington a week ago and played the Minutemen very tough, but lost 7-6. Meanwhile, here's Centarelli, and he's going to be tackled for a loss. Chris Cogliano coming up, big number 1. Cogliano had a great opening week against Cambridge, scoring a couple of touchdowns on receptions from quarterback Jaden Arno. Cogliano also listed as a linebacker on the Marauders roster, and he comes up with a big tackle for no gain. Centarelli was rolling out to the left, far side, and could not come up with any yardage. So 2nd and 10 for Winchester at the Belmont 31-yard line. Here in the opening moments of the ball game, first drive of the game. Centarelli fires downfield. That's going to be incomplete. Overthrows Ben Wilson, but Centarelli had to get rid of it quickly. There was a pass rush there. A couple of maroon jerseys were in the area of the Winchester quarterbacks. That's going to bring up 3rd down and 10. Last time Belmont and Winchester played here at Harris Field, it would have normally been the fall of 2020, but due to COVID, the 2020 football season was postponed to the spring of 2021, and Belmont lost to Winchester by a score of 7-0 in that ball game. 3rd down and 10. Centarelli is back in the shotgun. He'll hand off again to Doucette. Doucette goes far side. He'll be close to the 1st down marker. And I believe he got there. Knocked out of bounds by the Marauders, but not before. Doucette gives the red and black a 1st down. They will move the chains. Ball spotted down at the 20-yard line. So this drive started at the Belmont 40, and Winchester's now picked up a pair of 1st downs. 1st and 10 at the 20. Again, the Winchester quarterback is number 16, Jack Centarelli, a junior. He missed all of last season with an elbow injury, and he won the job this year for Wally Dembowski's Winchester Red and Blacks. And we have Doucette this time coming near side. He'll be tackled by number 4, Brian Logan of the Marauders, for a gain of about 9 yards. So it'll be 2nd and 1 at the Belmont 11. Crowd starting to fill in here at Harris Field.
2nd and 1 on the Belmont 11-yard line.
What is a great night for football. Great night for football viewing, too. Centarelli is working out of the shotgun. Doucette is behind him in a kind of a RPO formation, and it'll be a handoff to Doucette, who gets inside the Belmont 10-yard line. That'll be good for another Winchester 1st down, the 3rd 1st down for the Red and Black on this drive, and it'll set up a 1st and goal for Wally Dembowski's Winchester football team. Dembowski in his 12th season as the head coach of Winchester. All-time record of 40 wins, 78 losses. As recently as 2019, Winchester had a 9-2 squad and got to the Division III North Final, losing on a missed 2-point conversion. Here's Centarelli on 1st and goal, and he'll get swarmed by several maroon jerseys for a very short gain. Maybe got about a yard at most. Marauders doing a nice job defensively over there. Asa Rosenmeyer helping to lead the defense, senior captain. Plays on the offensive and defensive lines for Belmont. And actually, as I look on the far side of the field, I see number 20, Austin Lassiter, out there, unless someone else is wearing his jersey. But I only bring that up because Lassiter was the kicker in week 1, but he did not kick the ball off to start the ball game. Here's a pass to the back corner of the end zone, and it is incomplete. Receiver caught the ball, but he could not land in bounds, so it'll go as an incomplete pass, 3rd and goal coming up for Winchester. Well, as I said, if this game leaves up to the billing of the last 3 years, it'll come down to the wire. Some good games. As we said, Marauders lost 2 years ago to Winchester as part of the 2020 official season here at Harris Field, 7-0. 4 years ago, Marauders won here at Harris by a score of 17-14. Here's Centarelli on 3rd and goal. He'll throw. It's incomplete. Pressure there once again. Brian Logan junior wide receiver slash defensive end. And he slashed in there to get the pressure on the Winchester quarterback, and that's going to bring up 4th and goal at about the 8-yard line. Now, Winchester has a weapon that you don't see that much here at the high school level, and that is they have a very good kicker. He is junior Kieran Core, and Coach Dempowski has claimed he could kick one from 50 yards if he had to. Right now, he's only going to have to kick one from about 23 yards. Centarelli will hold. Kieran Core's kick is up, and it's good. So thanks to the big kickoff return by Ben Wilson, setting up Winchester in Belmont territory to start the drive. The red and black drive about 32 yards, and they score the first points of the game. 7 minutes, 20 seconds to go here in the opening quarter, and it is Winchester 3, Belmont nothing here on BHS Sports TV. Again, we hope you're enjoying the live broadcast. If you are in Belmont, you might be watching us live right now on Comcast Channel 96 or Verizon Channels 30 or 2130. That's the HD Verizon channel. You can also watch live stream of tonight's football game at belmontmedia.org/infotv, and also streaming live on the Belmont Media YouTube channel. Just go to YouTube, search Belmont Media, and click on the link. It'll bring you right there. However you are consuming the game through the Belmont Media Center, we are glad that you are. Thanks for joining us. If you couldn't be here at Harris Field, again, as we mentioned, it's a beautiful fall evening. Might be the last time temperatures get as warm as they did here this afternoon for quite some time. Temperatures, sunny skies and temperatures in the mid-70s. Kieran Core is going to boom that kick through the back of the end zone. So it will be a touchdown. Marauders will start the drive 1st and 10 at their 20-yard line. First offensive series for Jaden Arno and the Belmont Marauders. Arno, a junior, 5'10", 165, actually had a bit of a growth spurt during the offseason, and in fact, Jaden Arno made his very first varsity start for the Marauders 1 year ago in Winchester against the red and black, and was victorious in his first varsity start. Marauders won that game 41-14. Here's Adrian Garung coming to the near side, breaking a tackle, still on his feet. He's got a first down and quite a bit more. Finally shoved out of bounds at the 45-yard line, but that's going to be a 25-yard run and a first down for Adrian Garung of the Belmont Marauders, the junior running back, picking up where we last saw him in week 1 against Cambridge when he scored a couple of touchdowns, one of them an 80-yard run. But unfortunately, folks, okay, we're going to have to take that one off the board. Garung may have run for 25 yards, but you didn't see that because unfortunately there was a penalty on the Marauders, and it's going to back them up. Holding is the call on someone on the offensive line in all likelihood. And trying to figure out why the penalty wasn't assessed. The ball is still at the 20-yard line. 1st and 10? Okay, I'm not sure why they didn't assess the penalty there. A little confusing, but anyway. Nonetheless, 1st and 10 once again. Garung this time is bottled up for a very short gain. Number 72, Caden Salvetti, makes the tackle. And in fact, it'll be a loss of a yard for Garung. Yeah, so back to that game last year that was played in Winchester. First career varsity start for Jaden Arno. He came in the prior game for an injured Ryan Broderick. As a 15-year-old starting varsity quarterback, all Jaden Arno did a year ago at Winchester was pass for 3 touchdowns, rush for another. He had no interceptions, and the Marauders won that game 41-14. Very impressive debut for Jaden Arno. It's a 2nd down run for Adrian Garung, and Garung will get back the lost yard and a couple more, so it's going to be 3rd down and about 8, with the Marauders needing to get to the 30 to pick up a first down and keep this drive going. It's their first offensive series. Marauders with multiple receivers on the field. Brian Logan is split wide here on the near side of the field. Bryce Hubbard is in the near side slot. Jaden Arno's going to fire far side. It's incomplete. Well overthrown to the intended target, and the Marauders, unfortunately, will have to punt on their first offensive series. I believe he was looking for Chris Cogliano, who scored 2 receiving touchdowns against Cambridge back in week 1. Marauders offense was hoping and are hoping they're going to get back on track here tonight. Belmont opened the season with 43 points and 6 touchdowns against Cambridge Ridgeland Ladin. Over the last 3 games, of which the Marauders have lost all 3 games, the offense has scored only 4 touchdowns. And once again, back in punt formation. And again, this is not Austin Lassiter. This is senior captain Asa Rosenmeyer, who had the kickoff. He's going to fumble the snap. Now he's going to punt it away. It's a relatively short kick. And it could be some emergency punting duties here. It will go out of bounds at the 40. They're going to mark it at the 44 of Belmont. So overall, about a 20-yard kick, 20-yard punt for Asa Rosenmeyer. 1st and 10 Winchester, and for the second consecutive drive, the red and black will start the drive in Belmont territory, this time at the 44-yard line. Their first drive that led to a Kieran Core field goal, they started at the 40 following the big kickoff return by Ben Wilson. 5:28 to go here in the first quarter. And Winchester looking to add on to a 3-0 lead. Doucette gets the handoff. He'll go far side. Doucette brought down inside the 40 for a gain of about 5. So as we said, Marauders looking to snap their 3-game losing streak. Losing to Wakefield 36-12. Losing at Tewksbury 40-6, and then opening up Liberty Division play with a 35-7 loss at Reading. Here is the quarterback, Centorelli, keeping it himself, and he'll have a first down. He gets out of bounds, but not before picking up the first for Winchester down around the Belmont 30-yard line.
From the Belmont 30-yard line.
Again, I see Austin Lassiter on the sideline. I don't want to harp on this too much, but it is interesting that he's not kicking tonight, and we did see him out there playing defense earlier. Here's a long throw to the end zone, and it will drop incomplete. Adrian Garung was in coverage, and it was Jack Costello, the intended Winchester wide receiver. And again, it felt like Centorelli had to get rid of that ball quickly as the Marauders were applying a little bit of pressure. That's the one thing the Marauders have done well here in the early going. They've been able to get some pressure on the Winchester quarterback. A lot of it's been coming from Brian Logan in his defensive end spot, number 4. Also looking at that front defensive line, Evan Muriel, number 64 out there. Of course, we mentioned Asa Rosenmeyer, 77, and now flags fly. I'm guessing a little bit of well, no, it's actually going to be offside on Belmont. Little neutral zone infraction called on the Marauders. So that will turn a 2nd and 10 into 2nd and 5. As the ball gets moved to the Belmont 25-yard line. So Marauders, unfortunately, shooting themselves in the foot with some of these penalties. Certainly cost them on that first drive. Garung with a big 25-yard run on Belmont's first offensive play, only to have it called back on a holding penalty, and then the Marauders went nowhere the rest of the drive and had to punt back to Winchester, and this defensive penalty sets up a second and somewhat short situation. That again, I believe that was Doucette again. He's swarmed by the Marauder defense. So far, the junior running back, Ryan Doucette, has taken all the handoffs from quarterback Jack Centarelli. Gain of maybe 1.5. Winchester has to get to the 20 of Belmont to keep this drive going and pick up a first down. So it's third down, either a short 4 or a long 3, and it'll be a Centarelli quarterback keeper. He goes to the far side. He's close to the first down marker. I believe he's got it. Again, tackled on the far side. Brian Logan in on the tackle. Was one of the Marauders making the stop. But not before Winchester picks up yet another first down. Clock running, 3:48, 3:47 to go here in this first quarter. And Winchester looking to add on to a 3-0 lead. Got two receivers split to the near side. Ben Wilson is closest here to the near side of the field. He's wide, handoff again to Doucette, and he gets nothing. That time, big 73 Harry Carlson was in there amongst others to make the stop for Belmont. No gain, and it'll be 2nd and 10. Ball spotted at the 20-yard line. Of course, I was also thinking back here to a great game I remember calling 6 years ago here at Harrisfield between these two teams. Marauders won 28-21 thanks to running back Ben Jones. Remember him, Marauder fans? Jones ran for 207 yards and 3 touchdowns, including the game winner, with just 19 seconds left to give the Marauders a very exciting win here at Harrisfield. Pass is complete on the far side of the field. I believe that's Will Schlesinger, number 17, a senior captain. And he'll get to the 15-yard line. Going to bring up 3rd down and 5, maybe a little less. And again, Winchester, unlike a lot of teams, if they don't make the 3rd down conversion here, feel very confident taking, for them, what must feel like an automatic 3 points off the right foot of Kieran Core. See if the Marauders can make the stop here and hold Winchester to that field goal attempt. It'll be kept by Centarelli. He's running, and I think he's a little short of the first down. Logan makes the stop, but he is shy of the 10. It's going to be 4th and 1. So they spot it at the 11. It's 4th and 1 at the 10. Let's see if Wally Dombowski decides to go for it. Again, he's got an automatic 3 points if he wants to take it with Kieran Core, number 9, but I do not see Core going out onto the field. So it looks like Coach Dombowski feels confident in the way his offense has been going so far here in the early going and is going to go for this, or they might try to just draw the Marauders offside. Let's see. Let's see if it's a long, prolonged count here by quarterback Centarelli. Oh, all right. Whoa, what do we got? We have a timeout taken by Coach Dombowski. So he was trying to get the Marauders to jump. They did not. But let's see. We've got a timeout on the field here. 1 minute, 41 seconds to go, first quarter. Winchester leading 3-0. We're happy you can join us on BHS Sports TV's coverage of Marauder football. I am Todd Boloniers, our videographer tonight, Peter Jall. And again, just a wonderful night for football here as both teams come into the action here 1-3 and both 0-1 in Liberty Division play of the Middlesex League. Both teams looking to snap a 3-game losing streak. Something's got to give tonight, unless, of course, we wind up in a tie, which I think is virtually impossible now with the high school overtime rules, because I think they keep playing till somebody wins. Speaking of winning, we want to give a shout-out to Belmont girls soccer. Marauders won earlier today. I think the score was 5-1 in a game that was wrapping up here at Harrisfield as we were getting ready to set up for this football broadcast. So with that win, I believe the Marauders I think improved their record to 500, the girls soccer program. So congrats on the win today. I believe they beat Winchester. Boy, I remember many years ago when I think I might have called a Belmont Winchester girls soccer game when Paul Graham was the coach and Lindsay Knoll was one of the top scorers. Shout out to Lindsay Knoll if you're watching anyway. wherever she may be nowadays. Here is a fourth down. They're going for it, and a big stop, Marauders. Asa Rosenmeyer, no, check that, Harry Carlson, number 73, with the tackle for a loss. He takes down the Winchester running back, who was, I want to say that was number 50, Tyler Wong, who took the handoff. As they tried to hand it off to someone other than Doucette, thinking the Marauders might be expecting that. But Belmont makes the stop. Winchester had an automatic 3 points from their kicker. Coach Dombowski elected not to kick the field goal. He went for it, and the Marauders come up big with the stop. So now it's time for Belmont head coach and offensive coordinator Brian McCray to dial up some plays for Jaden Arno and the offense. Arno trying to capture some of that magic he did a year ago against this same Winchester ball club. And on first down, he'll be going right down the field. It's deep, and it is knocked away, incomplete. Logan, the attempted receiver. Kevin Sensian was in on the coverage and broke that pass up. So it's going to be second down and 10. Jaden Arno starting 0 for 2 with passes, both kind of long passes downfield. You tend to think in a situation like this to maybe help the quarterback out a little bit, that maybe the next pass play that's called will be just a little like throw to the flat. Let him get that first completion, and also maybe see what the receiver can do after the catch. So we're down under 90 seconds to go in the first quarter. A little razzle-dazzle misdirection, and that is Garung who gets the ball. There were multiple men in motion there, and Garung's going to take the handoff and get it all the way up to the 20-yard line. He'll end up about a yard short of the first down. Adrian Garung, who had 2 touchdowns in the Marauders' opening week win against Cambridge, gains 9 on that play, brings up 3rd and 1. That'll also take a little pressure off Jaden Arno. It is Arno back in the shotgun on 3rd and 1, and there's movement on the line. Number 55 of Winchester jumped. I believe that's going to be a neutral zone infraction, unless he was. It is. They're going to move him right up. That would be one of the Winchester captains, senior Parker Negatagal. He jumped, and it's an automatic first down for the Marauders. They will take it as it's their first down here tonight. Belmont marching band led by Allison Lacasse in her 4th season at the helm, and you just heard the little a truncated version of the Belmont victory song, or the fight song. There's a long throw downfield. It's caught by Cogliano. Cogliano into Winchester territory for the first time tonight, down all the way to the 30-yard line. A great throw by Jaden Arno. Looks like for a minute it might be a little bit long, but Chris Cogliano used his entire 6'3", 180-pound frame to reach up and pull that one in, and then pick up some big yards after the catch. They'll spot the ball inside the Winchester 30, and the Marauders really in business now, getting their 2nd consecutive first down on as many snaps. And that will bring the first quarter to an end with the score, Winchester 3, Belmont nothing, but the Marauders on the move here for the first time this evening, as again they are trying to snap themselves a 3-game losing streak. As we said, both teams 1-3, both 0-1 in Liberty Division play, and both teams coming in having lost their last 3 games. Marauders looking to right themselves. Cogliano, as we mentioned, had 2 touchdown receptions from quarterback Jaden Arno in the Week 1 win against Cambridge. Marauders hoping that the offense will start to look a little bit better than it has the last few weeks. Marauders will continue Liberty Division play next week at Lexington, and then we'll be back here at Harris Field 2 weeks from tonight against Arlington in what will be senior night. Belmont seniors will be honored prior to the start of that game, and we'll plan to bring that game to you here on BHS Sports TV's coverage of Marauder football. as the Marauders and Spy Ponders will do football battle in a couple of weeks. Again, I'm Todd Bloniers. Peter Jall, our videographer tonight, filling in for the vacationing Jeremy Meserve. Well-deserved, I might add. Executive producer, BHS Sports TV. He is out here all the time shooting sports all year long. 1st and 10, Belmont. Arno's going to keep it himself this time. Arno still going, breaking tackles inside the 10 and all the way down to the Winchester 5-yard line. It'll be 1st and goal for the Marauders. Great run by Jaden Arno. That's just the sort of footwork he flashed a year ago up at Winchester when in his varsity debut, he ran for 1 touchdown and passed for 3 others. And the Marauders really in business now. 1st and goal at the Winchester 5, looking to take the lead here in the early moments of the second quarter. Adrian Garung is the lone setback as Jaden Arno under center. The fullback is Asa Rosenmeyer, as we saw that in week 1. Here's Garung. He tries to go behind the Asa Rosenmeyer block, but there were several white shirts in there. Asa could not block all of them, and they were able to stop Garung for no gain. So 2nd and goal at the Winchester 5. We'll see what the play call will be by head coach Brian McCray, who again doubles as offense coordinator for these Marauders in his 2nd season at the helm. Overall record of 5-10 so far in his brief Belmont head coaching career. This time it'll be Arno in the shotgun. 2nd and goal. He'll throw it to the flat. It's to Lassiter, and Lassiter is swarmed there, and they'll blow the play dead. Will Schlesinger defensively stopped Lassiter immediately. So Lassiter being used as a wide receiver and defensive back, but apparently has been removed of his kicking duties, interestingly enough. We don't see him out there kicking unless whatever minor injury he has is only affecting his kicking and punting ability, but he is out there on the field running around and just caught that pass from Arno. It's actually going to be a loss on the play all the way back to the 10. So 3rd down and goal coming up here for Belmont at the Winchester 10. From the 5, I might have thought, had the Marauders not gained any more yards, that perhaps Coach McCray would consider going for it. I'm not sure he will on 4th and goal from the 10. However, should also point out here, though, seems like the Belmont kicking situation's in a little bit of flux, so maybe they will. Maybe it is 4-down territory. Here's Arno. He's got some open real estate on the far side, and he is still on his feet. There's a late flag thrown in. Arno is tackled around the 5-yard line. We'll wait to see what the flag is here. Let's see. We're going to have a little bit of a conference. We'll wait to see what the official says. They're talking, and here comes the referee. It's going to be personal foul, face mask on Winchester. That ought to be, I think that's an automatic 1st down. So on 3rd and goal from the 10, Jaden Arno gets down to the 5, and that's going to be half the distance from there. So put the ball at about the 2.5-yard line. 1st and goal. Very untimely penalty for the red and black of Winchester. Puts the Marauders in great business now after it looked like they were going to get stopped on that 3rd and goal play. So 1st and goal, Belmont at the Winchester 2.5-yard line. Marauders looking to take the lead as we come up on 9 minutes to go here in the 1st half. Arno in the shotgun, handing off. Lassiter getting close to the goal line, but does not get there. The ball may have come loose. I don't know. I saw a lot of action down there in the scrum. Yeah, I'm a little confused here, too. We've had some issues with the dial-it-down tonight. Apparently, even after that personal foul, it was still 3rd down. I would have thought I thought the personal foul would have resulted in an automatic 1st down. That last play should have been 1st and goal to 2.5. Instead, the officials called it 3rd and goal, and the Marauders did not get into the end zone, so it is now 4th and goal. It's the 2nd time tonight I've been a little confused by what the officials have done out there on the field as far as calling the downs. I mean, first play of the game, Garung had a 25-yard run. Marauders got called for holding, and the ball did not move. The Marauders got the ball back at the same spot that the play originated at, which, again, they didn't seem to assess the penalty. 4th and goal is a fumbled snap, and unfortunately, the Marauders are going to come out of this with no points. It looked like there was a fumbled exchange as the ball was being snapped to quarterback Jaden Arno. But now there's a lot of whistles and a lot of confusion here. And there's a flag on the field. It's over here on the, flag was thrown over way on the near side of the field, far away from the play. They might be, let's see if they're going to call something. You know, that looks like they're calling offside. Offside on Winchester. Well, now here's my question. That might be a penalty on Winchester on 4th and goal, but will it be an automatic Belmont first down? It ought to be, but I don't know. They might just keep this at 4th and goal. As I said, I am kind of confused why penalties get assessed, and well, it's not the first time that this announcer's had questions about the officiating, I'll say that. But I hope anybody with a knowledge of football is having some questions tonight. I don't feel like I'm, you know. It is. It's 4th down. It's 4th down again. They're replaying 4th down. I'm not sure why the penalty didn't give a first down. So 4th and goal, and the Marauders score a touchdown. So after all that confusion, the Marauders get 6 points. And I believe that was Asa? They went back to the refrigerator Rosenmeyer?
He pushed the end of the, I think he was behind the pile.
Oh, he was behind the pile, so that was Garung who went in? We couldn't tell who scored the touchdown. I would say that it probably should have been Adrian Garung with Asa Rosenmeyer helping to push the pile along. Or it might have been Rosenmeyer doing his Refrigerator Perry impression. And either way, the Marauders have scored a touchdown with 7:37 to go here in the first half. And they have taken a 6-3 lead. And now Asa Rosenmeyer is going to kick the extra point, or try to. Isaiah Arce Valone with the hold, the kick. It's a line drive, but it's good. Asen Rosenmeyer with the extra point, much like his opening kickoff, was a line drive, splitting the uprights with 7:37 to go here in the second quarter, making it Belmont 7 and Winchester 3. The Marauders finishing off an impressive drive. Now, unless they, again, I'm sorry, I got to go back to this. Unless they've changed the rules of high school football, I do not understand why the defense gets called for penalties and it is not an automatic first down. I mean, thankfully, all I'm going to say is thankfully, the Marauders were able to convert on that last 4th down, because had they been stopped and had Winchester not committed a penalty, I think they would have given the ball back to the red and black, and the Marauders would have had no points out of that possession. Please, if anybody is out there watching who has a better understanding than I mean, I think I know enough about football to not be, I cannot figure out for the life of me why, if the defense commits a penalty, it is not an automatic first down. Especially when it's like 4th and short. I mean, the penalty yardage alone should get you a first down. If you're assessing the penalty, then, I don't know. All right, enough of me blathering on. Sorry about this. This is what you get when you have no color analyst for me to work with. I have to fill both roles, and the color analyst in me is saying, I don't know what's wrong with the officiating tonight. Meanwhile, let's get back to the kickoff here. It is taken by Wilson, and this time does not get as good a return as he did to open the ball game. He is tackled at the 35-yard line. First time Winchester's going to start a drive in their own territory. 1st and 10 at their own 35. 7:28 to go here in the first half, and the Marauders now leading 7-3 after that touchdown. Ball spotted at the 34 of Winchester. 1st and 10 for Jack Centarelli and the Winchester offense. 3 receivers split here to the near side. 1 to the far side. Naturally, that's where the throw goes. It's to the far side to Wilson. Wilson makes the catch. Short gain. He's wrapped up for pickup of maybe 2 or 3 yards. 2nd down. Of course, credit on that touchdown drive, not only for how the Marauders finished the drive, but the drive started with a big pass play from quarterback Jaden Arno to senior receiver Chris Cogliano. A pair of Marauder captains contributing on the deep pass play that set the Marauders up with great field position and helped them to continue that drive along. Second down, finally, nope, that's Doucette again. I thought for a minute Coach Dombrowski had another running back going, but it's back to the junior, Ryan Doucette. Doucette gets across the 40 to the 41-yard line as a light misting rain is falling. Do I dare want to say it's spitting? I don't know. As someone who has broadcast many games, I find this sort of rain totally annoying because it's just enough to really not affect anybody, but as someone who tends to have a lot of papers in front of them, it's just enough to sort of make everything in front of me all soggy, especially if I'm trying to keep notes, which I can't do. Meanwhile, we have an offside penalty called on Belmont. Now, interestingly enough, on that penalty by Belmont, Winchester picked up a first down. Okay, I'm totally stymied now. Long throw downfield, and that pass is incomplete, but we're going to have a penalty, and it looks like it's going to be pass interference on the Marauders. Number 10, Harry Lowenstein, in now at quarterback. He's a junior and was competing in the preseason for the quarterback job with Cintarelli, and he's now in at quarterback. Again, Dombrowski trying to change things up, and they call pass interference on Belmont. There was double coverage down there by the Marauders, and looked like there was a good pass breakup, but of course from this angle, always hard to tell if there's some clutching and grabbing going on, especially over on the far side of the field. They are actually, it's not a spot foul, so they're going to spot this ball at the Belmont 39. Nonetheless, Winchester does get a first down from the Belmont defensive penalty. Actually, that's two consecutive penalties from the Belmont defense, and both resulted in first downs. Again, I need to point this out because that's kind of what usually happens when the defense gets flagged. Didn't seem to happen on that last Belmont drive, but again, I guess a story I'll continue probably harping on. Here's a pass on the flat. It is caught over there by Jack Costello, and he's going to get a first down inside the Belmont 30. So Winchester taking advantage of the Belmont penalties and now moving their way down the field. They'll spot this at the Belmont 20-yard line as Costello picked up some extra yards at the end of that play. And it was senior wideout Jack Costello making the catch from Lowenstein. Lowenstein is still in a quarterback on this series. Ryan Doucette is flanked to his left. Again, a very, very light rain falling. Lowenstein with a little pump fake. Now will go to the end zone. And the pass is long for the intended receiver, Ben Wilson. Incomplete. That'll make it 2nd and 10 from the Belmont 20-yard line as Winchester looks to retake the lead here with 5:26 to go in the first half. These really are the kind of nights that I really do miss having a color analyst, especially someone who knows a little bit more about football than I do because, again, we just had some very strange calls in this game. Meanwhile, here is, I believe that's Lowenstein on the second down play, and a nice tackle made over here by Isaiah Arsvalon. He came in the Cambridge game as the backup quarterback, played final minutes of that game. First and goal for Winchester. They're spotting this ball at the Belmont 8-yard line. Am I going to have to break out my umbrella here too? Trying to wait to see how hard this rain comes down. Your trusty broadcaster did come prepared tonight, and thankfully there's no one sitting behind him, so You know what? I think with the rain coming down, he is going to pop this one open. Now, here's a bad pass. Is bad and incomplete. It's going to be an incomplete pass. Actually, I'm sure if Peter Jaw can get a shot of, our videographer can get a shot of the light stanchion maybe during one of the timeouts, you probably can pick up very well the rain coming down. And, in fact, he's saying he's shooting. Meanwhile, we have a flag on the field. Coach Brian McCray is beside himself, and no, that doesn't mean he's been cloned. I'm kind of beside myself here, too. It's just been a weird night for the officials here at the get-go. And let's see what they're going to call. Pass was batted away incomplete by the Marauders, and I'm not sure what they're calling here. Well, now as I opened my umbrella, the rain let up, so we will... I think they said there was a chance for some light showers in the forecast tonight. There's a cold front that's going to be coming through the area later this evening, setting us up for a very autumn-feeling weekend. Temperatures only expected to top out in the 50s after it reached the mid-70s here in Belmont earlier today. Coach McCray is talking with the official. Wants to get an understanding as to what is the call, and he doesn't seem to be pleased with the result of here's the referee now talking to Coach McCray. Well, at this point I can feel with the Marauders head coach, because I've been scratching my head for a bit here this evening. Flag has not even been picked up yet. I'm guessing based on Coach McCray's reaction, this penalty is going to be on Belmont. But it is a very long conversation. This all comes with 4 minutes and 30 seconds to go here in the second quarter. It is a Belmont 7, Winchester 3 between these two Middlesex League Liberty Division squads. Both of them coming into tonight's action at 1-3. Both of them 0-1 in Liberty Division play. After all is said and done, McCray looked like he had some final words for the referee. Referee turned around. I know if this was a basketball game, McCray probably would have been teed up right there, but I don't think they can do that in football. Of course, they could throw another flag for unsportsmanlike on the Belmont bench, but I don't think they did that either. All right. Well, let's see how many yards they're marking off here. This could be, this is looking like it's a 15-yard penalty. So my guess is they're calling, the call was some sort of a personal foul against the Marauders that... I happen to be sitting here right next to a legendary Belmont citizen and BMC host, Steven Rosales. He's hosted multiple shows on the BMC channels, and Steve's just as confused as I am. I'm almost thinking if we had an extra headset, I'd throw it on Steve right now, because he's feeling like I am, and then he's as confused too, because there was no explanation as to what the penalty was. I know the referee did go up and explain it face-to-face to Coach Brian McCray, but it was not explained to the rest of us. Regardless, a word I seem to be using quite a bit tonight, it is first and goal for Winchester. The ball is at the Belmont 9-yard line, as the red and black look to retake the lead here at Harris Field. Handoff, Doucette. And Doucette looks like he's going to get down inside the 5. It'll bring up second and goal. No flags thrown, as we are down to 4:15, 4:14 clock running here in the first half. It's been a penalty-filled night, and whether the penalties have been assessed or not assessed, there seems to be a lot of confusion, and it's trickling right down to the head coaches of these teams. Coach McCray certainly was not satisfied with whatever explanation he was given on that last, what turned out to be a 15-yard penalty. There have been 3 penalties on the Belmont defense on this drive, which has basically helped Winchester get into the second and goal situation with the ball now at the Belmont 2. Handoff, Ryan Doucette, he goes to the right, and he is very close to the goal line, but I don't see a touchdown signal from the officials, so that's going to bring up third down and goal, with the ball probably about as close as you can get to being in the end zone without actually touching the white line. Public address announcer Al Gledhill is saying it's the 1.5-yard line, so maybe not quite as close as I thought. But here we go. It's 3rd and goal from the 1.5. Lowenstein in the shotgun. He's going to, check that, it's Cintarelli in the shotgun. He goes, and I thought he got dragged down from behind. Looks like he's short of the goal line again. Great job by the Belmont defense, which, in case you forgot earlier, has already made one big stop in a goal-to-go situation. It was 4th and goal, 4th and 1, and Coach Dembowski of Winchester eschewed the automatic 3 points from his excellent kicker, Kieran Core. Went for it on 4th and 1 inside the Belmont 10 in the first quarter, didn't make it, and now we've got 4th and goal again for Winchester, this time the ball at the 1-yard line, and Coach Dembowski will wisely here take a timeout. It comes with 2 minutes and 20 seconds to go in the first half. It is Belmont 7, Winchester 3, if you just joined us. If you are, we wish you a good evening from Harris Field here in Belmont. We are broadcasting live. So streaming live tonight on the Belmont Media YouTube channel. And, of course, you can watch us locally in Belmont on Comcast channels 96 and Verizon channels 30 and 2130, which is the HD channel. By the way, BHS Sports TV is supported by the work of volunteers like myself and our hardworking staff. We need you to be a video volunteer, so please consider volunteering by contacting Julie DeStefano by email. You can contact her access@belmontmedia.org. The sports coverage here in Belmont, we really could use your volunteers, so we do appreciate it. Like we got Peter Jall pinch hitting for us tonight here on camera, doing an excellent job. 4th and goal. Winchester trying to get into the end zone. Can the Marauders come up with the stop? And it's going to be a touchdown for the red and black. A quarterback keeper by number 16, Jack Cintarelli, who came in at the tail end of that Winchester drive. And Winchester has retaken the lead 9-7 with 2:14 to go here in the second quarter with the extra point pending. So a Winchester drive that was fueled by several Belmont penalties, the last of which still has most of us scratching our heads in wonderment. Of course, the way this evening's gone, if I scratch my head any further, I'm going to start peeling some scalp. The kick by Core is up and good. And the teams will come back upfield with 2 minutes and 14 seconds to go here in the opening half. And it is now Winchester 10 and Belmont 7 in a game that is playing exactly as advertised. Two evenly matched 1 and 3 squads going back and forth. And as we mentioned, the last 3 times these teams have played at Harris Field, the winner has been decided by a touchdown or less. As I mentioned Steven Rosales a moment ago, and he just pointed out again correctly so, it's returned back from behind the clouds. It is a full waxing gibbous moon officially. The full moon is actually going to take place 2 days from now. Yes, your intrepid broadcaster looks this information up. I'm not just pulling this off the top of my head. No, he researches things for the game. I just let you know. It is waxing gibbous. It's very close to full. It's 2 days away. No, Steve, you're not far off there. Steve thinks it's a full moon. And you know what? Again, based on some of the officiating tonight, you would think it was a full moon for sure. Here is Austin Lassiter with the return from the end zone, except there's a lot of, they're going to say touchback. Okay, he apparently caught the ball in the end zone. Must have put his knee down really fast. He thought he was going to fool the official, but he didn't. So it's a touchback. Lassiter now talking to the official. Well, you know, the way this evening is going, Oh, I'm sorry. I don't really want this to be a night. I mean, I don't want this to be a night where I'm doing nothing but questioning every call that's been made. But, I mean, even Austin Lassiter's talking to the official there. He says, you know, I think he was probably saying that he didn't think he put his knee to the ground, but there was an official back in the end zone, and he claimed that Lassiter did, and thus it is a touchback on that kickoff, and so Belmont starts this drive at their own 20-yard line. We have 2:09 to go here in the first half. Marauders looking and hoping they can retake the lead before halftime. They trail 10-7. Jaden Arno's back in the shotgun. And he's got Adrian Garung flanked to his right. Looks like Cogliano, number 1, is set up here in the near side slot. There's a pass over the middle. That pass is complete, and it'll be good for a Belmont first down. That was caught by 83, Bryce Hubbard, junior wide receiver. You might remember his older brother, Zach Hubbard, former Belmont senior captain, who is now attending Northeastern University. Actually ran into Zach at a game here at Harris Field that we were calling last year. And Zach, at least when I saw him last year, seemed to be enjoying college life immensely. Jaden Arno's going to keep that one himself. He'll run out of bounds on a first down play and pick up some pretty good yardage on the first down run. Little quarterback keeper for Jaden Arno. Also the younger brother of a former Belmont Marauder. That would be Avery Arno. In fact, both Avery Arno and Zach Hubbard, I remember a few years ago we did a little pre-Thanksgiving special. We had 5 Belmont captains and in studio, including Avery and Zach. Got to meet them. Good bunch of guys, that senior captain squad from the 2019 team. Second down. Jaden's back to throw that pass. Incomplete. Looks like it went through the hands of the intended receiver, Ben William, who is one of the 5 senior captains on the Marauders. Don't think I mentioned all the captains earlier. I've kind of been picking them out as they've been involved in plays. But the 5 senior captains are Chris Cogliano, Jaden Arno. He's technically not a senior captain, only a junior. Jake Cornelius, Ben William, and Asa Rosenmeyer. Round out your 5-man captaincy unit for the Marauders. 1:33 to go. Third down and 4 for the Marauders. They have to get to, looks like outside the Belmont 42 to pick up the first down. Jaden Arno will fire it downfield. He's got Cogliano for a first down and more. Chris Cogliano still going, and he's inside the Winchester 20-yard line. His second big reception and run after catch in this game. Jaden Arno finding Chris Cogliano on third down, and the pair hook up for a first down into Winchester territory, and immediately Brian McCray will call a timeout with 1:23 to go here in the first half. Again, happy you could join us here at Harris Field tonight. Todd Bloniarz, our videographer, Peter Jall. Here at Harris Field, again, a beautiful fall evening, despite the fact we've had a little bit of rain. But right now, clear skies and that beautiful waxing gibbous, almost a full moon up there in the sky. The officials may not be aware it's a waxing gibbous, but all right, I got in another shot. I'm sorry. See, if I had a color analyst here. Well, again, this goes back to what I said earlier. BHS Sports TV is looking for volunteers to both shoot the video and also get on the air. Talk to me. If you want me to shut up, and you could be the other voice in the broadcast booth and tell me I'm crazy for thinking I should be questioning these officials' calls tonight. Anyway, we now have a 1st and 10. Belmont at the Winchester 20-yard line. 1:23 to go here in the first half. Jaden Arno, Belmont junior quarterback and co-captain, is in the shotgun. He'll fire near side pass caught by William. First down inside the 10. It'll be first and goal to go for the Marauders from there as they look to retake the lead here in the second quarter. Nice little slant, a simple slant from quarterback Jaden Arno to his fellow, senior wide receiver Ben Williams, fellow captain. Here's Jaden Arno keeping himself running up the middle, and he's got a touchdown for the Marauders, who retake the lead. 13-10, the extra point pending. An 8-yard touchdown run from junior quarterback Jaden Arno. Keeping it himself. He had a big hole up the middle, running behind the offensive line. And the Marauders back in the end zone once again, getting down deep into Winchester territory, thanks largely to another good, deep pass play from Arno to Chris Cogliano. He kind of set it up well. And here is Big Asa Rosenmeyer, captain, with the kick. And that kick is good. 2 line drive kicks by Asa Rosenmeyer, and both of them split the uprights. We have exactly 1 minute to go until halftime. And it is now Belmont 14 and Winchester 10. In what is really shaping up to be a great ball game. Let's hope it's decided on the field. And you know where I'm going with that, but I'm not going to say it this time. The Belmont High School Marching Band getting ready to take the field here at halftime. They'll put on I already know they're going to take on another great show. While we have a moment, give a quick shout out here to Bob Lassiter. He's watching in Texas. He is Austin's grandfather. He's also the grandfather of Austin's older brother, Gordon Lassiter, a former Belmont Marauder, who was actually on the Marauder squad last year. Austin inheriting his big brother's number 20. And again, if you're watching tonight's coverage from anywhere outside of Belmont, you can please consider making a donation to BMC at belmontmedia.org/donate. Again, that's belmontmedia.org/donate. And hopefully you are watching us, even if you're from outside of Belmont, either through belmontmedia.org/infotv or from the Belmont Media YouTube channel. We're happy to be able to broadcast all over the world, really, through the internet. It's a line drive squibbed kick, which is exactly what you should do at this spot here late in the first half. And the ball will be returned to the Winchester 35. 53 seconds to go here in the first half. And the Marauders just needing to make a couple of stops here before halftime. See the Marauders' defensive coordinator down on the sidelines. That would be Dan Mullen. Calls the defensive plays for head coach Brian McCray. Let's see, I believe, looks like it is Lowenstein back in at quarterback, number 10. So Coach Dombrowski going to switch it up at the QB spot. You know how much I love that. Here's a pass over the middle. That's going to be complete. Forward progress should give Winchester a first down, but not much more than the 10 yards. Pass caught. I think that was Jack Costello. Ball is just outside the Winchester 45. Clock running, 40 seconds, 39 seconds. Not sure if Winchester has any more timeouts as they're letting the clock run. Pass caught over on the far side. Close to midfield, probably got into Belmont territory. It won't be enough for a first down. And the clock is going to finally stop. I believe Coach Dombrowski of Winchester has taken a timeout. And that comes with 25 seconds to go here in the first half. Belmont 14 and Winchester 10 as we approach halftime. Marauders just taking the lead moments ago on the Jaden Arno quarterback keeper on the first and goal play. Marauders also had a first quarter, or check that, an early second quarter touchdown. No, it was a first quarter touchdown. No, I'm sorry, it was a second quarter touchdown. Okay, I'm trying to remember which end I saw it at. Marauders have 2 rushing touchdowns tonight. Still kind of unsure who got that first touchdown. It might have been Adrian Garung, might have been Asa Rosenmeyer. There was a big rugby-like scrum which to several of the Belmont Marauder football players is a familiar sight since they play in the spring for the BHS rugby team, a squad that has won multiple state championships. You can check out their coverage on BHS Sports TV during the spring season. Here's another pass play over the middle. Pass will be caught, but receiver will be kept in bounds. Pass caught by Ben Wilson. He cannot get to the sideline. And with no timeouts left, that's going to likely finish off the first half. Let's see now. Whoop. Well, despite having no timeouts and not getting out of bounds, nope, here we go. The clock was running, and they did not get the snap off in time. Now the clock has hit 000. We are officially at halftime. Winchester was trying to get a final snap away, but could not. And so 24 minutes in the books, and the Marauders with a 14-10 lead on a couple of rushing touchdowns. And a very good back-and-forth game as we'll get ready to bring you the second half action. We're going to take a little break here on BHS Sports TV's coverage of Marauder football, but we'll be back for second half action in just a little bit. Again, your halftime score, Belmont 14 and Winchester 10. Hey, we're back, getting ready to start third quarter. I don't know how much of that got on the air, and apologies if it did. I'll probably get edited out. But on the live feed, you might have heard Steve Rosales and I reminiscing a little bit about Patriots days of yore, the dynastic days of Bill Belichick and Tom Brady when they were together on the Patriots sideline. Meanwhile, both Belmont and Winchester are off the sidelines, back on the field, getting ready to start third quarter with Belmont leading 14-10 after having scored a late touchdown on a first and goal keeper from junior quarterback and co-captain Jaden Arno. In a game with multiple lead changes, there's a deep kick going all the way back to, that's 25 on the return for the Marauders, and a pretty decent return. Made there by Miles Torres, sophomore, and one of several Marauders to also play on the Belmont rugby team during the spring sports season. There is a flag on the field. Let's see what they're calling here. Flag got picked up pretty fast. Let's see. We got to have an illegal block, and it is on, it's a personal foul on Winchester. Normally, you would think personal foul on the kicking team, that maybe somebody, maybe the return man, Torres, was maybe grabbed by the face mask or something, but we did not see the officials elaborate as to what the personal foul was. So once again, I say, regardless, Marauders have a 1st and 10 to start the second half in this third quarter from their own 42-yard line. Adrian Garung bounces off the line of scrimmage, and he will be close to first down yardage. He is into Winchester territory down to the 45-yard line, a pickup of 8 by Adrian Garung, whose longest run in this game so far actually did not count. It was a 25-yard run on Belmont's first offensive play of the game, which got called back on a holding penalty, and yet the ball was brought back to the original line of scrimmage. No penalty yards assessed, interestingly enough. Second down, Arno is looking. He'll roll out, and now he's going to come all the way back looking for some blocks. So he's dangerous here. You might get an illegal block. Arno's going to keep it. He'll get back to the line of scrimmage. So it'll be no gain. It's going to bring up third down. Arno could not find a receiver downfield. There was some good coverage by the red and black defense of Winchester. So third down, and we'll call it 3 from the Winchester 46. You need to get to the 43 for a first down. Belmont with 2 second quarter touchdowns, both rushing. The first by either Adrian Garung or Asa Rosenmeyer. We'll give it to Garung. Let's just give it to somebody. Adrian Garung's going to get the touchdown, unofficially. And then we've got a third down run. Speaking of Garung, he's got a first down, and he's got more. Longest run of the night for junior Adrian Garung. He's got a Belmont first down inside the Winchester 25-yard line. Good running behind that Belmont offensive line, including the likes of Harry Carlson, Ryan Halloran, Max Cornelius. Ball spotted at the Winchester 24, 1st and 10. Arno in the shotgun, Garung to his right. And now Adrian will shift over to the left of Jaden, who will keep it himself, and he faked a throw, and he'll keep running. And Jaden picks up some pretty good yards going over to the far side of the field. Gain of about 6 or 7 there. Bring up second down. As we said, Jaden Arno made his first varsity start a year ago at Winchester, and all he did that night was pass for 3 touchdowns, run for another. Didn't have an interception. Turnover free, and the 15-year-old varsity quarterback, as he was a year ago, led the Marauders to a 41-14 win against Winchester. These teams, the last 6 meetings, have split the games 3-3, We said it would be a close back and forth game, and that's exactly the way it's played through the first half. Pass is caught and complete. Brian Logan making the catch for the Marauders. He'll have a Marauder first down. Another good drive here for the Marauders to start this second half. And it'll be 1st and 10 at the ball's just inside the 10-yard line. Calling it 1st and goal. William and Cogliano are split here to the near side. Here's Jaden Arno bidding for a second rushing touchdown of the game, and he's got it! Touchdown Marauders, Jaden Arno does it again. Calling his own number, the junior co-captain. And there is a penalty, so scratch all that. We'll just rewind that call back. That would be, yes, your announcer tonight trying to have a little bit of fun as I had to call back that touchdown. Holding penalty on the Marauders, and the ball is set back at the 20-yard line. So it'll be 1st and goal from there. Marauders now about 20 yards from the end zone, but still goal to go following the holding penalty. Steve Rosales pointed out correctly, as I was thinking the same thing, the penalty was properly assessed. It was 10 yards, repeat first down. So the ball's now at the 20. Here is Jaden Arno working out of the shotgun. 3 receivers split out. Here is Arno looking for the end zone. It's Logan, and it's a touchdown for the Marauders. Jaden Arno to Brian Logan, the junior wide receiver, for a 20-yard pass play, and the Marauders extend their lead with 8:03 to go here in the third quarter. Beautiful pass to the back of the end zone. There was a little bit of coverage there on Logan, but he's able to get free. And Jaden Arno found him. So Arno now with a rushing and a passing touchdown to his credit. And now Asa Rosenmeyer, who's a perfect 2 for 2 on PATs tonight, will attempt to continue perfect and extend the Marauders' lead. We got a okay, there's a penalty being called, unsportsmanlike conduct, so now the extra point will be backed up, forcing for a much longer kick. Oh. That was a Brian Logan touchdown that was caught by Adrian, from Jaden Arno, 20-yard pass play. To make it 20-10, Asa Rosenmeyer now has to attempt this kick all the way out at the 25, and the kick's blocked. So no good, which will keep the score at Belmont 20, Winchester 10 with 8:03 to go here in the third quarter as the teams will make their way back upfield. Again, Jaden Arno finding Brian Logan in the back of the end zone for a 20-yard touchdown pass. Arno's first of the night and 4th in his career against Winchester. And Marauders now at their biggest lead of the evening, trying to snap a 3-game losing streak and also win their first game in Liberty Division play. As we said, Marauders will continue playing in the Liberty Division the next couple of weeks. They'll be at Lexington next week, and then back home here at Harris Field 2 weeks from tonight, hosting the Spy Ponders of Arlington High School in what will be a night where the seniors will be honored prior to the start of the game. It's the final home game. Actually, it could be possibly the last game played here at Harris Field for various reasons. As many of you probably already know, the Thanksgiving Day game this year between Belmont and Watertown, which could be the 100th all-time matchup, depending on which website you read or which archive you look at, as the Sachems return this kick and have some pretty good position to boot. But if you're not aware, of course, I'm sure most of you already are aware, but the Belmont-Watertown Thanksgiving Day matchup this year, scheduled for Harrisfield originally, will instead be played at Fenway Park, and it will be played on the day before Thanksgiving, the Wednesday afternoon prior to Turkey Day. Belmont and Watertown, one of, I believe, 5 games that will be played, 5 high school football games played during the Thanksgiving holiday at Fenway Park. It's 1st and 10 for Winchester, now down 10 points, 2 scores. Ball's at their own 40-yard line. Centarelli back at quarterback for Winchester. He'll keep it himself. Little first down. Oh, no, check that. I thought it was 10 and not 16. Stephen Hong, number 5, making the tackle for the Marauders. Let me double check that. I thought that was 16 and a quarterback, but let me, no, it is 16. It is Centarelli in a quarterback. Wally Dombowski has been switching up his QBs tonight. Number 10 is Harry Lowenstein. Number 16, Jack Centarelli. They are both juniors. Lowenstein was the full-time quarterback last year after Centarelli injured his elbow, but he is back this season and playing. And Dombowski splitting time between them tonight. Centarelli has their only touchdown of the evening on a touchdown run down by the goal line. 2nd and short, and that'll be close to a first down by Ryan Doucette. But he did not make it to the first down marker. It's going to bring up 3rd down and about a yard, maybe a little bit less. We'll call it 3rd and less than a yard, with Winchester needing probably about 1.5 feet for the first down. Clock continues to run, 6:40, 6:39 to go, 3rd quarter. Belmont 20 and Winchester 10 on BHS Sports TV's coverage of Belmont Marauders football here from Harrisfield at Belmont High School. Todd Bloniarz and videographer Peter Jall bringing you all of the sights and sounds of Middlesex League Liberty Division action between these two longtime rivals. And here is Centarelli calling his own number again, and he will get the first down just across midfield into Belmont territory. First down for Winchester. On the run from junior QB Jack Centarelli. Ball spotted at the Belmont 49-yard line. As we said, there's been 3 lead changes in this game. Winchester scored first on a short field goal, relatively short field goal, 23 yards by Kieran Core in the first quarter. Red and Black at Winchester led 3-0 after the first, then Belmont scoring a couple of second quarter touchdowns. The first through a scrum. We believe Adrian Garung got credit for that touchdown. And then after the Marauders fell behind 10-7 after Centarelli scored, it was Jaden Arno calling his own number for a rushing touchdown. Belmont led 14-10 at halftime, and they've added to the lead here in the third quarter on the 20-yard touchdown pass from Arno to Brian Logan. Centarelli again keeping it himself after picking up 4 on first down. It's 2nd and 6 for Winchester at the Belmont 46-yard line. Again, if history is any indicator, last 3 times these teams played at Harrisfield, each game was decided by a touchdown or less, so I would expect Winchester's going to come back in this game despite trailing by 10. Here's a little double reverse, and coming around the other way, that is Ben Wilson, and he's going to have a first down, and there was a late flag thrown. Typically, that would be sort of an illegal hit out of bounds, or let's see, probably going to be against Belmont here. Flag was thrown in that general vicinity is where you would expect to see that kind of play, as Wilson was heading for the sideline right next to the Winchester bench. Should be I think a 15-yarder. Let's see. As they begin to walk off the penalty, and it does look like they're going to walk off 15 yards. Belmont has been hurting themselves with penalties tonight. And now the ball sits at the Belmont 20. Winchester's lone touchdown in this game so far came on a drive where Belmont was flagged for 3 penalties, including a 15-yard personal foul. Similar in nature to the one we just saw there, although that play we didn't necessarily know what the personal foul was. This time was a little bit more apparent as Ryan Doucette takes the first down handoff, and he'll pick up a couple. Second down for Winchester at the Belmont 18-yard line. Head coach Brian McCray, along with the defensive coordinator Dan Mullen, trying to signal in the defensive plays here for the Marauders. Cintarelli this time is back in the shotgun. He'll keep it himself once again, as he's done quite a bit in this third quarter and on this drive. He'll get close to the first down marker, but I believe he's still a couple of yards short. And in fact, he is. It'll be third down coming up. And let's see if the Belmont defense can make another big stop. Marauder defense did have a big goal line stop. And oh, it's a quick snap. Well, look at that. They went right up to the huddle, snapped it quickly. And Cintarelli gets the first down. So he caught the Belmont defense napping a little bit there. Oh, now there's a flag thrown. Wait a minute. Well, let's see what's going on here. Once again, Coach Brian McCray has his arms up, asking what's going on. Officials will have another conference. We'll wait to see what the call will be this time. It was kind of thrown after the play had ended, so I don't know. Well, another conference by these officials. I believe that's 12 men on the field against Belmont, which is why they snapped the ball quickly. Cintarelli probably noticed that the Marauders had 12 men on the field, and that's why he went to the quick snap. Smart play by the junior signal caller for Winchester, and he picked up the first down anyway, but now they'll mark the ball all the way down to the Belmont 5. First and goal. Actually, they're spotting at the 3. Well, it's inside the 5. First and goal. Cintarelli will roll out far side and not get much. He's swarmed upon there. Several Marauder defenders in to make the stop. It'll bring up second and goal. Again, we're glad you could join us tonight for our live coverage. We are live streaming on belmontmedia.org/infotv and also on the Belmont Media YouTube channel. And of course, locally here in Belmont, we are broadcasting on Comcast Channel 96 and Verizon Channels 30 and 2130. That latter channel is broadcasting in high definition, where you can see some great quality video, courtesy of Peter Jall, who's running our camera tonight. Here is again a keeper for Cintarelli. He's close to the goal line, and he's in the end zone. Jack Cintarelli, the junior quarterback for Winchester, has scored his second rushing touchdown of the night, and that closes the Belmont lead down to 20-16 with 2:09 to go here in the third quarter. 3-yard touchdown run by Cintarelli, who has run for both of Winchester's TDs this evening. Now, junior Kieran Core, who Coach Dembowski believes is going to be looked at perhaps by some Division I schools. He says that Core is the real thing when it comes to kicking. Has seen Core make field goals from 50 yards out or in that range. Again, very unusual for a high school kicker, especially here in the Northeast. But perhaps Core might have himself a college career kicking for a D1 program. And of course, at that point, if you perform well enough, then who knows, the NFL might come a-calling. Kieran Core is listed on the Winchester roster at 6'2", 180. Now, they threw a flag there. I saw movement on the line. Looked like one of the Marauders jumped, but let's see. It's on Belmont. They're moving the ball in a little bit closer, and that'll just make the job even easier for Kieran Core, who already has a 23-yard field goal tonight. And, well, this is interesting. It is, oh. All right, well, we again have some confusion here because this is a, well, this was an extra point attempt. They called a penalty on the Marauders. I mean, as far as I'm concerned, this should still be the extra point attempt or two-point conversion attempt. It should not be second down. Are they taking the touchdown off the board? Well, there's tons of confusion here because if there's a two-point try, why does it say second down on the dial-a-down marker? Okay, anyway, here is Centarelli. He goes for the goal line. He doesn't make it. All right. Now, okay, again, here's the other question I have. Aside from the fact there was some confusion as to what down it was, when the penalty was assessed on Belmont, I understand that the extra point moves closer, but here's the part I don't get. The score was Belmont 20, Winchester 16. If Kieran Core, who's pretty much automatic for Winchester at the place kicker spot, if he kicks the extra point, it's a three-point game, meaning that you only trail by a field goal and you have a very good kicker on your side if you're Coach Wally Dombowski of Winchester. By going for the two and not making it is now a 4-point game. And so now Winchester would need to score a touchdown to take the lead. So I'm not really sure what Coach Dombowski was thinking there. As they like to say, it's always a little early to chase points. Now, had the Marauders made their extra point following their third quarter touchdown, and it was 21-10, then it makes all the sense in the world for Winchester there to, go for a two-point conversion after, taking advantage of the penalty. But otherwise, well, wait a minute. Okay, they're calling another touchback on Austin Lassiter, who that time, there were no knees touching the ground, so I don't know. Again, I don't like to make these sort of commentaries, but I strongly hope that the MIAA officials committee and the folks who review the officials take a good look at tonight's video, because I have been confused as heck as to what some of the calls have been here tonight. And I believe Coach McCray is about as exasperated as you can be over on the Belmont sideline, because every time I look down there, I see his arms up in the air looking for some sort of explanation from the officials, and in most cases not getting it. Anyway, Belmont has it 1st and 10 at their 20. Arno. Marauders are up by 4. Pass goes to Hubbard over in the flat. Hubbard will be close to the first down marker for a gain of about 8 or 9 to Bryce Hubbard. Marauder junior wideout. Both Arno and Hubbard will be back next year. Gain of 9, 2nd and 1 for Belmont at their own 29. Arno will hand it off to Adrian Garung. Garung will have the first down, and he'll have a little bit more. And Garung still going, and he's across the 45 up to the 47-yard line. Good for a Marauder first down. Strong running here to the near side by Adrian Garung. Again, I'm still wondering why Coach Wally Dombowski elected, after the Belmont penalty, still to try for a two-point conversion. I know he was closer, but again, if you miss the conversion, which they did, easy to say in hindsight, pass in the flat to Cogliano, and he will perhaps lose a yard there. One of the few times that an Arno to Cogliano connection has not resulted in positive yardage for the Marauders. I mean, on that penalty on Belmont, when Winchester elected to take the after Belmont was called for offside, it was half the distance, and Winchester had the ball, I think, about the 2.5, 3-yard line. Decided instead, well, that's where you would line up for a two-point conversion, so they went for the 2. But again, the gamble you run there, when you're down. We're in the closing seconds now of the third quarter, and I know there's still a whole quarter left to play, but you just wonder if that's going to come back and Wally Dombowski's going to regret that decision later on. Arno staying alive and finally taken down by number 59 of Winchester. That's Liam Poole, a senior linebacker, on the final play of the third quarter. And it's going to be 3rd and long when we come back and the teams switch sides. We're actually not going to come back. We're here all the time. We're not going anywhere, but these teams are going to flip around, and we'll get ready to start the last 12 minutes of things. Your score after 3 quarters of play here from Harris Field in Belmont. Belmont Marauders 20 and Winchester Red and Black 16 here on BHS Sports TV. Again, we welcome you to our broadcast tonight from the Belmont, from Harris Field, courtesy of the Belmont Media Center. My name is Todd Bloniars, and our videographer this evening, Peter Jall, filling in for Jeremy Meserve this evening. We're glad to have Peter here tonight, getting some excellent video for us on our live stream. And, of course, on the archived broadcast, if you happen to be watching this game later in time. Again, we got 12 minutes to go now. We're ready to start the final quarter of play. Marauders looking to snap a 3-game losing streak, win their first game in Liberty Division play. They are going to have a big 3rd down and 24 as we get ready to start this 4th quarter after Liam Poole took down quarterback Jaden Arno for a big loss. Biggest defensive play Winchester's had in this game. Belmont Marching Band here at Belmont High School. As always, doing a fine job. Giving us a little bit of that B.J. Thomas classic, Hooked on a Feeling. Of course, you might be familiar with the blue suede version as well from the 1970s. That gave us Ooga Chaka, Ooga Chaka. I noticed that nobody in the Belmont band, they don't have anyone designated to give us an Ooga Chaka. Meanwhile, 3rd and very long pass downfield from Arno, and it's caught! First down to Brian Logan! What a pass by Jaden Arno! Logan in single-man coverage down the far sideline, and he gets a first down into Winchester territory. Marauders converting on a 3rd and 24, picking up over 30 yards on the connection from Arno to Logan. 1st and 10, Belmont at the Winchester 32-yard line. Here in the opening minute of the 4th quarter, the Marauders leading 20-16. Jaden Arno is having quite an evening. He's rushed for a touchdown. He's passed for another. He has made some good throws, and he's had some very impressive runs to boot. Arno in the shotgun. This time he hands off to Garung. Adrian Garung stuffed at the line of scrimmage. Among the tacklers in there, number 56, Tucker Martin. Bring up 2nd down, and they're actually going to say Garung lost a yard or 2. We'll say 1. 2nd and 11. Clock running here in the 4th quarter. And the Marauders clinging to a 4-point lead. And again, the strategy by Wally Dombowski after Winchester cut the Belmont lead from 20-10 to 20-16. Belmont got called for a penalty on the extra point attempt, so Dombowski pulled his sure-as-anything kicker, Kieran Core, off the field, decided to go for a 2-point conversion that Cintarelli could not convert on the running attempt, thus keeping this at a 4-point game, meaning that Winchester needs a touchdown to take the lead. Marauders would like to make it even harder for Winchester by cashing in on this offensive series and increasing the lead. Arno looks complete to Logan! First down, Marauders! Still on his feet. Logan all the way down inside the Winchester 15-yard line. Boy, the Marauders have some good, tall receivers. Senior captain Chris Cogliano goes 6'3". Junior wideout Brian Logan, listed on the roster at 6'5". Some great targets for Arno to throw to. I mean, having receivers that tall, you can throw the ball up high, and they can reach up to it because both Cogliano and Logan not only are tall in height, but they have very long arms, so they have that just extended wingspan that allows them to also, on a ball that's thrown a little high, they can reach up there and grab it. 2 big catches on this drive for Brian Logan, who's currently lined up here to the near side. Arno in the shotgun on first down. Looks to the end zone, and that ball was, I think, batted at the line of scrimmage. It's going to fall incomplete. And Jaden will come over to the sideline and talk to Coach McCray. It's a 2nd and 10 at the Winchester 13-yard line. 9 minutes and 5 seconds to go here in the fourth quarter as the clock stopped following the incomplete pass. Again, Marauders looking to improve to 2-3 on the season and win their first game in Middlesex League Liberty Division play. Also try to win for the 2nd straight season against the Red and Black of Winchester. 2nd and 10. Garung will take the handoff. Oh, he's got a hole, cuts back to the middle, and he scores! Touchdown Marauders! Adrian Garung, a 13-yard run to pay dirt, and the Marauders increase their lead with 8:56 to go here in the fourth quarter. Belmont 26, Winchester 16, extra point pending. Nice piece of running by the junior running back, Adrian Garung. First was running towards the far sideline, then cut back as there was some nice blocking for him, and he found that hole and rushed for the 13-yard touchdown. Once again, putting Belmont up by 2 scores. Asa Rosenmeyer to attempt the point after. The kick is blocked. Rosenmeyer now 2 for 4 on PAT attempts tonight, with his last 2 kicks getting blocked. So the teams will head back upfield. Marauders, though, still have a 10-point lead. 26-16 with 8:56 to go here in regulation. Again, Garung for his, we'll say unofficially it's his 2nd touchdown of the night. We're going to give him credit for that first run that was, again, completed through a scrum of maroon jerseys, so we're not quite sure if it was him or perhaps Asa Rosenmeyer who got it. I want to say Garung, though, so that'll be the 2nd rushing touchdown of the night for Adrian Garung, who also had a pair of rushing touchdowns in the Marauders' Week 1 win against Cambridge. To date, the only win for the Marauders this season. So a good sign that every night that Adrian Garung scores a pair of touchdowns, the Marauders win the ball game. At least they hope that trend will continue here tonight. Well, I will say this. With the Marauders scoring that touchdown and increasing their lead to 10 points, suddenly the decision by Wally Dombowski to go for 2 is not really a bad decision, and now I can almost understand why he made the decision. We'll get to that in a moment. Meanwhile, Winchester returns this. That's Will Schlesinger, number 17. He goes over, returning it to the far side, and let's see where they're going to spot this. Ball is going to be just outside. They're going to spot at the 36-yard line of Winchester. 1st and 10 for the Red and Black at their own 36, down by 10 with 8:45 to go. All right, I think I understand now why Wally Dombowski did what he did. I think Coach Dombowski was anticipating that the Marauders might get another touchdown and perhaps could miss the extra point. Nothing's an automatic when Asa Rosenmeyer appears to be filling in as a kicker and punter tonight. Doesn't seem to have quite the experience kicking the ball that Austin Lassiter does. There's a long pass downfield, incomplete, with Ben Wilson, the intended receiver. But here's the thing. Had Winchester, after the Marauders got penalized on the point after attempt, had Winchester converted and gotten the 2-point conversion on their touchdown earlier, The score right now would be 26-18. It would be an 8-point game, meaning that Winchester would only be down 1 score, needing a touchdown and a 2-pointer to tie the game. So now in hindsight, I guess Coach Dombrowski, he had me scratching my head earlier, kind of the whole chasing the points thing, but that must have been what he was thinking. There's a throw, and ball dropped on the far sideline by Will Schlesinger, who had no one in front of him. If he holds on to that ball, it's 6 points for the red and black. Harry Lowenstein is back in at quarterback for Winchester, and he threw that ball over to the far sideline. It was a little bit behind Schlesinger, who had to kind of twist himself around, but had he been able to pull that in, he had beaten the Belmont defense, and there was nobody in front of him. It was just wide open real estate between Schlesinger and the end zone, and it would have been a Winchester touchdown. Instead, it's 3rd and 10. That might be a big play. Here's a pass again to the far sideline. It is caught, and I think it's Wilson over there, and he's got a first down. Advancing the ball up to the Winchester 47-yard line. Clock continues to run. 8:26. Actually, the clock stops momentarily, I should say. 8:26 to go. Actually, I guess they'll say Wilson went out of bounds. So, 1st and 10. Lowenstein throws far side. It'll be incomplete. Looking for Ryan Doucette in the flat. I think it's the first time tonight either of the Winchester quarterbacks has tried to attempt a pass to Doucette, who's been Winchester's leading running back this evening. But we haven't seen too many pass plays go his way. That might be the first one. It's the first time I can recall anyway. So it'll be 2nd and 10. Winchester right now down by 10. But I can understand now the reason why you went for 2 on the earlier play as opposed for 1. That pass is caught, and here's Costello in the open field trying to beat a defender, and he will go out of bounds at like the 1-yard line. Lowenstein to Jack Costello, senior wide receiver, and he got pushed out of bounds down at the 1-yard line. Well, I can tell you something right now. If Winchester, it feels like it's pretty inevitable from the 1st and goal at the 1 that they're going to get a touchdown here. I can tell you right now, there's no doubt in my mind Wally Dombrowski's going to have Kieran Core kick the extra point following this touchdown, whether Belmont gets assessed, called for a penalty or not. Lowenstein hands off to Doucette. Doucette near the goal line. He's knocked. No, they're saying he's in. Officials put up their arms. Touchdown. Ryan Doucette, a 1-yard touchdown run with 8:03 to go here in the 4th quarter. And it's now a 4-point game. And the extra point pending, almost an automatic for Kieran Core, the Winchester kicker. So that happened quickly. Adrian Garung had scored with 8:56 to go in this quarter, and there's now 8:03 to go in this quarter. So that touchdown drive of over 60 yards took all of 53 seconds. Kieran Core's extra point is a no-doubter. And so now, with 8:03 to go here in the 4th quarter, or regulation time, however you want to look at it, it is now Belmont 26 and Winchester 23. As we said, the previous 3 times these two teams have played here at Harris Field, the margin of victory has been 7 points or less. Marauders have won 2 of those 3 games. 6 years ago, Ben Jones had a career night running for 207 yards and 3 touchdowns, including the game winner in the final minute, giving the Marauders an exciting 28-21 game win. It was a game we called for you here on BHS Sports TV. 4 years ago, Marauders winning again. I think it was on a late field goal. Winning at 17-14. And then 2 years ago, or more like a year and a half ago, Winchester won 7-0. That ball is fumbled, and it is recovered by Winchester. The ball bounced off the return man And the red and black of Winchester are definitely in business now, recovering that ball inside the Belmont 15-yard line. What an untimely turnover that was. I believe that's the first turnover of the ball game by either team. And they spot the ball at the Belmont 12, 1st and 10 for Winchester. Well, boy, these kickoff returns for Belmont seem to have been an adventure, although not for the reason we just saw in that last return. Prior to that, it looked like Austin Lassiter twice tried to return the ball to the end zone, and twice the official said touchback. This time, the ball bounced off. I think that was Lassiter. It could have been Miles Torres. They've had a couple return men back there. It bounced off the return man and then wound up in the hands of Winchester. So Cintarelli's back at quarterback now. From the 12, he's going to call his own number. Goes up the middle and gets to about maybe the 5 or 6 yard line. Picks up about half the yardage on his way to the end zone. Again, Winchester can get a first down without scoring because if they get the ball inside the 2-yard line, they'll pick up a first without having to score a touchdown. But what a turn of events. Marauders twice have had 10-point leads in this game. And now, as a result of the costly turnover on the return, the fumbled kickoff. Here's Cintarelli. He's looking for the end zone. He fires. It's income, almost picked off in the back of the end zone. Almost had a chance, I think, at a pick there. 3rd down and 4 for Winchester at the Belmont 6. So again, Winchester needing 4 yards for a first down, 6 yards for a go-ahead touchdown, as there is 7:07 to go here in the 4th quarter. The quarterback is Jack Cintarelli. The running back is Ryan Doucette. Schlesinger is split here to the near side. Ben Wilson split on the far side. He's wide. And now it's the other quarterback that comes in motion. They throw the ball. Is going to be a touchdown for Winchester. Jack Costello, who I think was lined up in a tight end spot, and I think the motion man might have thrown the Belmont defenders off. And it turns into a 6-yard touchdown pass from Jack Cintarelli to Jack Costello. Hi, Jack. Kind of feels like that's what Winchester did right now to the Belmont lead. They hijacked it. And here's Kieran Core trying to make this a 4-point game, and he does, splitting the uprights with ease. 7:01 to go here in the 4th quarter, in which we have seen 3 touchdowns scored in less than 2 minutes of play. The last 2 coming from the red and black of Winchester High School, and with that, they now lead it 30-26. Well, you again can't help but say, again, this game has come to us as advertised. You expected it was going to be a close back-and-forth game between 2 evenly matched teams. It was almost shocking when the Marauders twice took 10-point leads here in the second half. Multiple score leads. But Winchester has come all the way back, scoring the last 14 points to now lead 30-26. That kickoff's going to go through the end zone. That time it was Adrian Garung back on the return. It might have been Garung on. Again, it happened so fast on that last return. I wasn't sure who the ball bounced off of, if it was Garung or it was Austin Lassiter. Those have been the 2 Belmont players back most of the time. But again, Winchester taking advantage of the Belmont turnover, the first turnover of this game by either team, and They were able to convert on a 12-yard scoring drive for the Red and Black, and they have taken the lead for the first time since they led 10-7 back in the second quarter. So we have 7:01 to go here in the fourth quarter. Marauders now trailing by 4. And needing a touchdown to retake the lead. Here's Jaden Arno in the shotgun. He'll hand off to Garung. And Garung comes to the near side. Strong running by the junior running back, and he will get knocked out of bounds, but not before he picks up a Marauder first down. Gain of 12 yards for Adrian Garung. Again, still plenty of time in this game for Belmont. In fact, maybe ideally Coach McCray would just like to hold the ball for these final 7 minutes and run out the clock with a game-winning touchdown, similar to that 2016 win by the Marauders. Here's Garung, and on first down this time he gets stuffed. No pickup. 55 Parker Nagdagal among a couple of Winchester defenders in on the stop. So we approach 6.5 minutes to go here in the fourth quarter. It's going to be second down. That was a loss of close to 4 yards. So they're calling it 2nd and 13 on the clock. So we'll go with that. Ball spotted on the Belmont 29. Logan is split to the near side. Here's Arno back to throw. He's looking near side. Fires. It's caught by Logan. Logan is immediately knocked out of bounds around the 36-yard line, which is going to bring up third down and about, we'll call it 6. Belmont needs to get to their own 42 to get a first down here, as we're now under 6 minutes to go. Clock is not yet a factor, but it might start becoming one, and Marauders still have some timeouts remaining. Again, Marauders trail by 4. They need a touchdown, which they might have gone for anyway. Again, Asa Rosenmeyer's been kicking tonight, and he is 2 for 4 on PATs, but with the last 2 attempts getting blocked at the line. So third down, Arno's back to throw. Fires, and it is incomplete, broken up. Was intended for Bryce Hubbard, number 83, right at midfield. He had first down yardage, but there was also some tough coverage down there. And now a big decision for Brian McCray with 5:50 to go here in regulation, trailing by 4, and the Marauders facing a 4th and 6. The offense seems to be staying out on the field, so I would say not a huge surprise here that Coach McCray is going for it. So this might very well be your ball game. 4th and 6 for Belmont, needing to get to their own 42 to extend this drive and perhaps keep the game going. Arno's got time. He throws over the middle. It's caught, and it is a first down. Brian Logan, who's had several big catches this half, gets up to the Belmont 45-yard line. A clutch pass from Jaden Arno. Him and Logan have been very successful in this second half as the wind begins to pick up a little bit here. Logan is split here to the near side. Once again, Jaden Arno in the shotgun. 5:16, 5:15, clock running. 1st and 10. Arno's looking deep downfield. It is incomplete, intended for Chris Cogliano, who got himself turned around. I think Cogliano was looking for that ball to go over his left shoulder, then had to kind of peel around. The throw was heading to the right side, and by the time he twisted around, could not come up with the grab. It'll be second down. Clock stops with 5:09 to go. Again, we welcome you to BHS Sports TV's live coverage of Belmont Marauder football. If you've just joined us, where the heck have you been? We have had a great back-and-forth ball game. with Winchester taking a lead here in the fourth quarter after the Marauders led by as many as 10. 14 unanswered. Winchester points have given the Red and Black a 4-point lead with 5:09 to go. Marauders facing a 2nd and 10. Arno hands off to Garung. Garung looking to break free. He breaks one tackle, but he can't break a second. And it's a gain of about a yard. It's going to bring up 3rd and 9 in what appears to be 4-down territory from here on out, as the Marauders have already converted 1 4th down on this drive. Oh, okay, there was a fumble. It was recovered by Brian Logan, who advanced the ball to midfield. So the Marauders catch a little break there on the Garung fumble because Brian Logan was in the area. He recovered the ball, and he managed to run the ball up to midfield. So now a 3rd and 9 is instead a 3rd and about 5. Perhaps a little more than 5. Again, clock continues to run. 4:38, 4:37. Tick, tick, tick. And the Marauders have now gotten the ball to midfield. Arno remains in the shotgun. 4 receivers, 2 split to each side. Arno's going to call his own number. Roll out to the right. Now he's going to throw it. And the pass is incomplete. So for the second time on this drive, the Marauders facing 4th down. First one was a 4th and 6 that Arno converted on a pass to Brian Logan. This time it'll be 4th and 5. Marauders need to get to the 45-yard line of Winchester to extend this drive and perhaps keep their hopes alive of coming back to win this ball game. Marauders trail 30-26, 4:20 to go. Can the Marauders extend this ball game for themselves and convert their second 4th down on the drive? Arno's in the shotgun. Garung to his left. 2 receivers, splits each side. Arno's looking. There's a little pressure. He's going to have to roll out. Now he's going to have to fire. Throws it in the air, and the pass is broken up, incomplete. It was in Cogliano's hands for a moment, and Will Schlesinger converged at the last moment to knock the ball away. Winchester takes over on downs with 4:09 to go. And I don't think that was exactly the play that Brian McCray drew up, and certainly not the play that I think Jaden Arno was intending, but there was some pressure by Winchester's defense that forced Arno to roll out, and then he kind of had to stop and throw kind of against his body to the middle of the field, almost kind of having that look of sort of a Hail Mary-ish type of pass. Cogliano was there. He had his hands on it, but Schlesinger converged. And before Cogliano could make a clean grab of the ball, Schlesinger knocked the ball loose. And it's 1st and 10, Winchester now at midfield. Marauders will have to start using their timeouts, and they need to make a defensive stop for sure, as Centarelli on the 1st down carry picks up about 3. Belmont takes a timeout. I'm not sure exactly how many they have left, but they take one here with 4:02 to go. Again, we are happy you could join us on BHS Sports TV's coverage of Marauder football. Alongside videographer Peter Jaw, my name is Todd Bologniarz, and Marauders trying to snap a 3-game losing streak, win their 2nd game of the season and their 1st game in Middlesex League Liberty Division play. And much like the prior 3 meetings between Belmont and Winchester here on Harris Field, this game appears that it's going to again be decided by less than a touchdown or a touchdown. As we said, the last 6 meetings between these teams, they've each won 3 games, so we could call this the rubber game of a best of 7, I suppose. But again, the games have been much closer here at Harris Field than they've been at Winchester. Belmont High Marching Band. So good, so good, so good. Giving us a little Sweet Caroline, and certainly the so good part is certainly what the fans here at Belmont are hoping from their Marauders. We have 4 minutes and 2 seconds remaining here in the fourth quarter. Marauders trailing by 4, and it's Winchester with the ball trying to run out the clock. And here's the second down carry, and the scrum's still up. They haven't blown a whistle yet. Finally, the officials blow a whistle. That run will be short of the first down, and I believe the Marauders will take another timeout, which they had in their pocket. We have 3:50 to go. It's third down. Marauders are going to have to make a stop on defense here if they want to have a chance to come back and win this ball game. Again, I don't know. I have to think with the Marauders using timeouts on each of those last 2 plays that they cannot have enough timeouts left. That essentially, if Winchester gets a first down here, I think they're going to be able to run the clock out. Ball spotted at the 43-yard line of Belmont. Winchester facing a 3rd and 3. They need to get to the Belmont 40 to basically win the ball game. Because I do believe with one more first down for Winchester that Belmont does not have enough timeouts to be able to stop the clock and get the ball back. So Marauder defense now needs to make the 2 biggest plays of their life. Or at least make one big play and maybe force Coach Wally Dombowski into a 4th down where they may try to just punt the ball and pin the Marauders deep. 3:50 to go. The Marauders made a great goal line stop early in the first half that kept Winchester from scoring a touchdown when they passed on what would have been a chip shot field goal. And there's a big play defensively by the Marauders. Number 7, Isaiah Zarsfalone takes down Jack Cintarelli. Marauders dialing up a defensive play when they needed it the most. Big sack sends Winchester all the way back to the Belmont 49. It's 4th and 9, and now they're going to have to kick. And although the Marauders may not have any timeouts left, they're going to have the ball with over 3 minutes remaining and trailing by 4. Kieran Core, first time we've seen him out on the field to punt tonight. We know what a good place kicker he is, but here he is now in punt formation. And I expect he'll boom this one. He does. Marauders will let this roll, and oh, let's see. Is the official spotting that at the... No. Oh, my goodness. I thought the Winchester player was in the end zone when he tried to down that ball, and the official is spotting the ball inside Belmont's 1-yard line. I mean, he was right down there. I mean, it certainly looked like from this angle that the Winchester player may have had part of his body in the end zone when he tried to down that, but they're saying no. I don't want to bring up the officials again. Todd, do not bring up the officials again. Okay, I won't. 2:49 to go. I apologize to our listeners out there and to friends of football officials too. Believe me, my frustration's not on all of you. Just what's working at Harris Field tonight. Oh my goodness, it's been a strange night here. What a ball game, and again, you just don't. I don't want to see a game like this so evenly matched between two, evenly matched teams. I don't want to see a game like this be decided by the officials. You just want it to be decided on the field. Belmont now having to go, they need 99.5 yards for a game-winning touchdown. Adrian Garung will try to get it started, and thankfully gives the Marauders some breathing room as he's across the 5-yard line up close to the 10. But the Marauders now have to be careful about the clock, and they're going to have to start moving the ball up with a little more urgency and swiftness. 2:28, 2:27. I don't think long huddles can. Okay, Marauders are line. Okay, here we go. I thought they were trying to huddle for a moment, but there is no time for huddling. Clock continues to run. 2:15, 2:14. It is 2nd and 2. They're going to give Garung 8 yards on that first down run. Arno in the shotgun. He throws. It's caught by Cogliano. Trying to break a tackle. He does. And Cogliano's got the first down up to the 30-yard line. Chris Cogliano trying to atone for not being able to make that 4th down grab, not being able to secure it before Will Schlesinger knocked it away in what Winchester might have thought was a game-clinching play, but the Marauder defense held and has given Jaden Arno and the offense one last chance. Belmont now 1st and 10 at their own 30. 1:48 to go. Flags fly right at the line of scrimmage. I would guess it's a false start unless Winchester jumped offside. Well, they did. It's going to be 5 yards against Winchester. So 1st and 10 becomes 1st and 5. More importantly, the Marauders are now 5 yards closer to the Winchester end zone. The ball now at the Belmont 35. 1:38 to go. I don't know if they're going to have to add some time back to the clock. No, the clock keeps running. Okay, well, I guess the officials started the clock back up. So here we go. 1:26, 1:25. Marauders need to move quickly here. I don't believe they have any timeouts remaining. A long snap count, and now Arno finally gets the snap out of the shotgun. He's looking deep down the field for Cogliano again. And it is incomplete, broken up. In coverage was Jack Cintarelli, whose number we've called quite a bit for Winchester United on offense, but he also doubles as a defensive back, and he was there in coverage on Cogliano. I think there might have been some safety help there as well. It's now 2nd and 5 from the Belmont 35. More importantly, 1 minute and 10 seconds remaining. Belmont trails 30-26. They need to score a touchdown, and right now they are 65 yards away from the end zone with 70 ticks left on the clock here in regulation. Arno once again out of the shotgun. There's pressure coming from the blind side, and Arno's going to get sacked. .55, Parker Nagatal again. And now the Marauders take a timeout. Apparently they still had one left in their pocket, and they're going to use it here with 54 seconds to go. So that sack is going to make it 3rd down and 10. It's a loss of 5. 3rd and 10 back at the Belmont 30, but again, it's, the downs are important here to some degree, but right now Belmont is 70 yards from the end zone. They need to score a touchdown, and there's only 54 seconds left on the clock. Well, we told you this was going to be an exciting game from Harris Field, and it's lived up to the billing. Again, shout out to Bob Lassiter. He's watching us way down there in Texas, where I don't think it's quite yet foliage season. He's watching us either on belmontmedia.org/infotv or possibly at the YouTube channel for Belmont Media. Again, we're streaming live on both venues this evening. Again, if you're watching our coverage, you're welcome to make a donation. In fact, please consider making a donation to the BMC. You can do that at belmontmedia.org/donate. Also, volunteers are always needed, and if you are interested in volunteering for BHS Sports TV's ongoing coverage throughout this entire 2022-2023 season, you can email Julie Stefano at access@belmontmedia.org. All right, back to the action here at Harris Field. 54 seconds left. I don't know if the Marauders have any timeouts left. That might have been their last one that they just took. Here's Arno in the shotgun. He's looking. Going to the near side, looking for Logan. It's going to be out of bounds, incomplete. Logan got turned around, but the ball was underthrown. He had already kind of gone past where the ball landed. Not to mention the ball also landed out of bounds. Again, if we were playing on a Canadian Football League field, Logan might have had a shot. Instead, it's 4th down. 4th and 10 for Belmont at their own 30. There are 48 seconds remaining. The Marauders need 10 yards at least to extend this ball game, and it's possible that the Marauders may have just used their last timeout earlier on this drive. So lots going on here, but the Marauders have to get to their own 40 to keep the ball game going. 4th down, junior quarterback and co-captain Jaden Arno in the shotgun. Multiple receivers, 3 to the far side. Arno looking, fires across the middle. It's caught by Cogliano. 1st down, the game continues. Cogliano up close to the 45-yard line, just inside the 45. 40 seconds and the clock starts up again immediately as they place the ball. And now Arno will spike it to stop the clock with 34 ticks to go. It'll be 2nd down, and the Marauders are now 55 yards from the end zone where they need to get to if they want to try to win this ball game. what a game this has turned into, and it's been a wild fourth quarter. The Marauders scored the first points of the fourth quarter to go up 26-16. Winchester answered with 14 unanswered points. The last 7 coming courtesy of the only turnover of this game. A fumble off the kickoff, setting up Winchester for the go-ahead score. It's a difference in the ball game right now. 2nd and 10, Belmont with the ball at their 45. Arno in the shotgun. He'll come near side. He's got a lot of open real estate this side. He's got a first down and more, and he'll get out of bounds down around the Winchester 33-yard line. 25 seconds remaining. It's a first down for the Marauders. Now 33 yards from victory. Jaden Arno could not find a receiver, but he had a lot of open field and took full advantage of it here on the near side. Coach Brian McRae having a quick discussion with the offense here. Well, they must have, both teams are huddling, so this must have been a timeout called. I don't know if the Marauders have any left. Maybe Wally Dombowski took a timeout here, trying to settle down his defense. We've had a back-and-forth game. Winchester scored the first points of this game way back in the first quarter on a Kieran Core 23-yard field goal. And then the team's kind of gone back and forth in the touchdown department. Marauders led 14-10 at the half. They led 20-10 and 26-16 here in the second half. But Winchester scored the last 2 touchdowns to take a 30-26 lead. There are 25 seconds left on the clock. And right now, Belmont has it 1st and 10 at the Winchester 33-yard line. And that brings you up to date on everything that's happened here tonight. Whew.
All right, you guys.
Still more football to be played, in the Marauders trying to snap a 3-game losing streak. Jaden Arno trying to dash the hopes of Winchester for the 2nd year in a row. In the shotgun, he's back, he looks, fires far side, looking for Cogliano. He's got it! Chris Cogliano! And he is into the end zone! Touchdown Marauders! 15 seconds to go and no flags on the field! Jaden Arno with a beautiful throw to the far side, and senior co-captain Chris Cogliano from one captain to another. Cogliano's been quiet this half, pulls it down, straddles the sideline, and he's in to the end zone. And the Marauders have taken the lead with 15 seconds to go. For those of you old enough to remember, how's that, Alcola, for a fantastic finish? Sorry to date myself, fans, but there you go. Asa Rosenmeyer to try for the extra point.
You got it.
And the kick is blocked again. That's the 3rd straight PAT that he's had blocked. And so the score is Belmont 32, Winchester 30. Thanks to Jaden Arno's 2nd touchdown pass of the night. It goes for 33 yards to senior Chris Cogliano, scoring his first touchdown of the night. Caught the ball, headed for the sideline, then straddled the sideline after eluding a tackler, and stayed in bounds and danced his way into the end zone for a go-ahead score. What a ball game. And this is what we like to see, the game being decided on the football field, friends. 15 seconds remaining. All the Marauders need to do now is defend this kickoff return. I don't know if Winchester has any timeouts. Don't forget they have Kieran Core. Don't forget that Coach Wally Dombowski has been on the record as saying he thinks his kicker can kick one from 50 yards. I don't know if Winchester has enough time to get the ball into field goal position for Kieran Core, who could win it with a field goal. Here really the key is Belmont's got to keep Winchester from getting any kind of significant return on this kickoff. Asa Rosenmeyer, who started this game with a line drive kick that Ben Wilson returned for significant yards, leading to their first score. And now Rosenmeyer is going to kick this out of bounds. That was very close. Rosenmeyer was trying to he's trying to direction that kick so that it was going to, but the problem also being you don't want to kick it out of bounds because it's a penalty, and in fact the officials threw the flag. So now, here's the deal. Winchester gets the ball, I believe, at their own 40 because of the penalty, or is it the 35? Let's see where they're going to spot this. With the kickoff going out of bounds, that's a penalty on Belmont. And let's see where they're putting the ball. Oh, we're re-kicking. Sorry, it's a re-kick. Okay, so, all right. Okay, now in the NFL it goes out of bounds. Then they throw a flag and they say, you get the ball at the 40. But here it's a re-kick. Again, forgive me, I'm a little rough on all the high school football rules, especially because they change every year. So it's a 5-yard penalty against Belmont. The good news here is that Rosenmeyer will kick it again. I mean, honestly, this is probably where you just want to squib the kick downfield, just kick a knuckler. So it's hard for Winchester to really kind of field the ball on the return and then just, limit their yardage. Again, I don't know if Winchester has any timeouts here. And now the wind, a gust of wind picks up and it blows the ball off the kicking tee, which means they'll have to reset it again. Oh, the drama continues here at Harris Field. I know Peter Rosenmeyer is probably somewhere watching this game, and I hope you are enjoying this broadcast. I also hope, but sometime this season we might get to have you join us on the broadcast booth. He's an avid BHS Sports TV volunteer. This is squib down the field. Perfect squib by Asa. It's going to be picked up by, I believe that's Centarelli. Centarelli's still on his feet. Centarelli's still going. Centarelli is still mowing with the ball, and he will get out of bounds with 4 seconds to go. Where are they going to spot this? The ball is around the Belmont 30. All right, I'm going to go back to that quote from Coach Wally Dombowski of Winchester. Before the season, Coach Dombowski said that Kieran Corr's place kicker has that kind of ability. He can comfortably make 50 yards without a problem. Well, with 4 seconds remaining, Kieran Corr is out on the field right now, and he's going to attempt a field goal of just under 50 yards. 40, we're going to call this 47 yards, maybe 47 and a half to be exact. Centarelli is the holder. For the win. The snap, the kick by Corr. It is up. It is no good. Wide left. And the Marauders hold on for a 32-30 victory and win their second game of the season and their first in Liberty Division play. Fourth straight time here at Harris Field that Belmont and Winchester have put themselves together for a classic ball game, and for the third time in those 4 meetings here at Harris Field, the Marauders are victorious, snapping their 3-game losing streak. Shaden Arno ran for a touchdown and passed for 2, including the game winner to Chris Cogliano, a 33-yard hookup to the end zone with 15 seconds left. Marauders had to sweat out a Kieran Corr field goal attempt. It had the distance, but it was wide left, and the Marauders hold on to win 32-30. Woo! What a ball game. BHS Sports TV will continue their coverage of Marauder football in 2 weeks when the Marauders will be back here at Harris Field hosting the Spy Ponders of Arlington High School. Want to give big thanks to our videographer tonight, Peter Jall, filling in for Jeremy Meserve. We hope to have Jeremy back in a couple of weeks. And for Peter Jall, want to thank all of you for watching. My name is Todd Bloniars. Once again, the final score from Harris Field tonight: Belmont 32, Winchester 30. Marauders improved to 2-3 on the season. 1-1 in Liberty Division play. They will head to Lexington next week and then back here in 2 weeks, senior night against Arlington High School. All of you have an excellent evening, and we'll see you next time on BHS Sports TV's coverage of Marauder football. Good night. Indeed, one.
I was wondering if that wind coming in was like some sort of divine wind for Winchester.
Well, that's a good. I didn't think of that. Yeah, you're right. It was kind of a crosswind,
Yeah.
and it blew the kick to the
Because
left.
I mean, I know that obviously things are affected by wind.
Oh,
so
absolutely. That,
yeah.
yeah, there's no question.
Either
It might have played a factor. Sure.
either physically or metaphysically.
Yeah, either way. Well, we'll take it either way.
Yeah,
A win's
yeah.
a win.
I
Wow.
guess wow.
Yeah, what a ball.
This is actually my first ever football game that I've ever, first filmed, but also
Yeah.
ever seen in entirety. Because
Yeah.
I'm
All
very
right.
much
Well, hey,
a-
nice job, man.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you for being here tonight to shoot the video. Yeah, you want to plug this, and I'll hand this back to you.